You know what's smart? Enjoying a fresh gourmet meal at home that you didn't have to cook. Meet Factor, your loophole in the laws of mealtime. Chef-crafted meals delivered with a tap, ready in just 2 minutes. You know what's even smarter? Treating yourself without cheating your goals. Factor is dietitian approved, chef prepared, and you plated. Pretty smart, huh? Refresh your routine and eat smart with Factor. Learn more at factormeals.com.
Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds.
Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous 2-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
This is Optimal Finance Daily. Don't let comparisons derail your FIRE journey, by FIRECracker of millennial-revolution.com. Quote, "Comparison is the thief of joy." Roosevelt. Clearly, Roosevelt did not grow up with Asian parents. If he had, he would know comparison is joy. A day without comparison in my Asian household is a day without sunshine. In our household, not being compared to a cousin, a friend, a classmate was like not eating, thinking, or breathing. "Look at your cousin Iwe," my mom would say. "She's the perfect daughter. She never talks back to her mom." "You should be more like your Aunt Chi. She has a really high nose bridge, not flat like yours." "Our friend's son has $3 million worth of houses, and you only have $1 million and no house." So sad. You will never see my mom happier than when she's berating me on how I failed in all aspects of my life compared to my peers. My head is too big. My arms are too fat. My legs are elephant trunks. My life is sadly devoid of houses. I grew up comparing myself to everyone else. My brain is just one giant measuring stick. I'll be honest, this mental measuring stick did not serve me well at FinCon, because everywhere I went, it seemed like I was constantly being bombarded with my shortcomings. Why didn't I have the insane Alexa ranking of J-Money? Why wasn't I making $100,000 a month in affiliate income like Pat Flynn? How come I wasn't optimizing my SEO like Millennial money? But as I started to spiral into a vortex of self-loathing, I saw one of my heroes, one of those big bloggers whose stats I would drool over, doing the exact same thing as me. They'd be sitting at a bar lamenting over how they didn't measure up to an even bigger blog. And that's when the truth dawned on me. The people I was comparing myself to were also comparing themselves to someone else. The 100K a month affiliates want to make $1 million. The $1 million affiliates want to make $1 billion, and so on and so forth. If you focus on comparing yourself to other people, you will never match up, no matter how well you do, because there will always be someone farther along on the journey than you. They could have started way before you did and gotten here only because they've had years of a head start. But of course, your ridiculous measuring stick brain conveniently chooses to ignore that. Stupid brain, why do you hate me so much? Don't compare your beginning with someone else's middle or end. Instead of comparing yourself to other people, look back at your own journey and see how far you've come. And remember, even though there are hordes of people in front of you, there are also hordes behind you. They would switch places with you in an instant. And this is especially true for your FIRE journey. Many readers have emailed us saying they feel defeated when they compare themselves to other people who are farther along in their journey. But here's the thing. Becoming financially independent isn't a race. It's not about the end goal. It's not about the FI number. Your FIRE journey is about growth and progress. It's about celebrating all the wins along the way. So don't chase the FI number. Chase the thrill of watching your FU pile grow. Because we all know that you don't need $1 million to feel the power of FU money. Just like how J.L. Collins negotiated a 6-week European trip when he had just $5,000 saved. So celebrate the milestones. For every $1,000 you save, Look back and see how you are now $1,000 richer than you were a week ago, a month ago, or a year ago. Do that over and over. Cherish these wins. Don't get discouraged. If you see other people farther along on the journey and want to throw up your hands and quit, just remember, if you don't do it, the time will pass anyway. Take my ex-colleague, Luke, for example. Luke makes a pretty good salary, around $75,000 a year. He also works on a contract, so he has the option to take 3 to 6 months off every 6 months and go on these mini retirements. But since we are at the end of our FIRE journey, he feels like he can never catch up. So even though he could be saving 50% of his salary and getting richer by $28,000 per year, enough for a 6-month sabbatical every 6 months, he decides to blow it all on a car, name brand clothing, and eating out every day, while at the same time working insane hours and complaining how he can never afford to take any time off. Don't be like Luke. Don't miss out on your wins just because you're comparing your middle with someone else's end and seeing it fall short. You could be inadvertently missing out on all your gains. So the next time you get caught up with turning your brain into a measuring stick, do this. Don't compare your beginning with someone else's middle or end. It makes no sense to look at someone at the end of their FIRE journey and feel bad that you're not there already. Would you tell a child to give up on life just because they're not at your level of intelligence and maturity? No. Then why would your FIRE journey be any different? Other people are where they are because they had a head start. Don't compare your beginning to their end. Look back at how far you've come. Celebrate your wins. Instead of constantly looking forward and chasing the FI number, look back and marvel at how far you've come. You're richer than you were a week, a month, or a year ago, and that is worth celebrating. Realize there is always someone else farther behind than you. They would trade places with you in an instant. If you don't do it, the time will pass anyway. If you give up, time won't slow down. The time will pass anyway, regardless of whether you pursue FIRE or not. So in 10 years, would you rather look back and see how much richer you are, or be exactly where you are now and be the schmuck that your nearly retired coworker dumps all their work onto? Becoming FI isn't about the end goal. It's about the thrill of watching your FU pile grow. As J.L. Collins taught us, you don't need $1 million to feel rich. FU money is power. Just $5,000 was enough to help J.L. Collins achieve his European travel dreams. You just listened to the post titled, "Don't Let Comparisons Derail Your FIRE Journey" by FIRECracker of millennial-revolution.com.
This episode is brought to you by Google Gemini. With the Gemini app, you can talk live and have a real-time conversation with an AI assistant. It's great for all kinds of things, like if you want to practice for an upcoming interview, ask for advice on things to do in a new city, or brainstorm creative ideas. And by the way, this script was actually read by Gemini. Download the Gemini app for iOS and Android today. Must be 18 plus to use Gemini Live.
This episode is brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the date of the big game first before you accidentally buy tickets on your 20th wedding anniversary and have to spend the next 20 years of your marriage making up for it. Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
This article reminded me that part of maintaining a positive mindset about our finances is to not compare ourselves to others. We're all guilty of it. So I, for one, am grateful for the reminder. I recall a time last year where my monthly savings rate was 45% rather than my 60% goal. And I thought about the other people in the FI community who are saving even more than that. I felt bad for a moment for not hitting my goal until I realized how ridiculous that is. 45% is a fantastic savings rate. While others can provide great inspiration and give us ideas of what's possible with our money, personal finance is a very personal journey. And it's a lifelong journey that we can make way more enjoyable by celebrating every win, big or small. I think we also compare ourselves to others in the way we spend. And some of our urge to buy things is because we assume this spending will make us feel a certain way. So when you see people spending on things you think you want, you're seeing what it looks like on the outside and assuming it's making them happy. You can never know another person's inner life, and many people surrounded by luxury are deeply unhappy. I think the reason is because you can't buy lasting happiness. You can merely buy fleeting moments of pleasure. Many of us witness another person's fleeting moments of pleasure and interpret it as peace of mind. While you can't buy real lasting happiness, you can cultivate it through the way you spend your time and energy and the people you surround yourself with. And this is where money plays an important role. It can give you more autonomy over your time and energy. That's a wrap for another Monday show. Have a great rest of your day and start to your week. And I'll be back tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.